Hey, it's Ajah. I have colored hair and it caused breakage. Let's talk about it. When I cut my hair a few months ago, I did a pretty major haircut, and I explained that the reason I did that was because my hair is experiencing breakage, and it still is, but less so than it was at the time, and I expect the amount of breakage to continue to decrease over time. But why is my hair breaking? It's because I color it. And am I going to stop? No. The reason my hair started breaking is because I did too much. I didn't just color it, right? I started coloring my hair pretty soon after I started my locks. First, I dyed them black. That's like a color deposit, so it's not really that damaging to your hair. But then I didn't really want black, so after the black kind of wore off a bit, I started using Hello Bubble in Sunset Orange. I was always trying to obtain this color, but I never found this color in Korea. And so the Hello Bubble color that I was using, it did lighten my hair. Anytime you lighten your hair, you are changing the chemical structure of your hair and its follicles and all that jazz. And that change is usually damage. It for the most part, it doesn't make your hair stronger, better, faster, longer. For the most part, it's going to make your hair weaker. It's going to be damaging. You know, I have very resilient hair. I already know it can take a lot. So that little, light foaming hair color from Korea, well, it didn't take my hair all the way to the color that I wanted. It was fine for what I needed at the time, and my hair didn't appear damaged at that time. But then I came back to the United States. When I applied to Spirit and I got into training, one of the dress code rules that they had given was that you couldn't have two tones in your hair. You needed one consistent color in your hair, and it should be a natural color. And at the time, I had dark roots and light brown auburnish hair. I just felt like they might call that two-tone, and I didn't want to be eliminated for my hair of all things, so I dyed it black. Once again, dyeing your hair black is probably not going to be the cause of the damage. It's a color deposit. It's something that coats the outside of the strand. Your hair will probably be fine after that. The problem is that I did not want black hair. I never wanted black hair. So what did I do? After I finished training and I realized that they weren't that strict about the two-tone hair color thing, and also I'm making money again, I can afford to color my hair again. So I did. I bleached and bleached to get out all of the black hair dye and then to get out any of my own natural hair color and just lighten it all the way up to a point where I could color it back the color that I already wanted. And then I went through lots of different types of box dye trying to get to this color. I really experimented, and if you knew me during that time, my hair was always red, but it was 50 gazillion different shades of red because I really wanted this color, but I just didn't know how to get there. And I'm glad I'm finally there. Whew. Now I know how to maintain it. Now I no longer have to continuously bleach my hair and deposit all these different types of chemicals on it. I can just use one product plus developer, mix it together, put it on my roots, good to go. You can literally see the point at which I stopped bleaching my hair. And that is why I expect the damage to my hair to start decreasing or to continue decreasing, because I'm no longer doing all sorts of nonsense to the entire length of my hair, right? I'm really just coloring my roots. Every once in a while, my entire hair strand might need a refresh, and at that time, I go ahead and I refresh it using either a copper conditioner or a rinse, something that's just going to deposit color and not take anything out of my hair. You feel me? But I've always said that coloring your hair is damaging. I don't like when people get on the internet and they'll tell you, oh, you can use this hair color, this dye, this whatever. It's fine because it doesn't have bleach. Listen, it might not have the thing in it that is called bleach exactly, right? But if it's going to lighten your hair, it's going to change the chemical compound of your hair, and it's going to be damaging. It may be an amount of damage that is not visible to the naked eye, or it may be an amount of damage that your hair is strong enough to withstand. But by telling everyone broadly that it's not damaging, you are doing a disservice to people who might have finer strands or less density or just simply not the skill to do their own hair at home well. So I don't do that, right? I admit that I color my hair and it leads to breakage. And while my breakage is decreasing, like I said it is, I want to show you. I just finished a retightening actually 2 days ago. So this is my hair freshly retightened. And this is how much hair I lost. And if you look closely, you'll see that these are basically the ends of my hair. These are literally the ends of my hair that just popped off while I was retightening. And obviously it's not 300 ends of my hair, right? Not all of the ends of my hair popped off, just some, but it's enough to make this cute little wad. And when I washed my hair last, I would say about a quarter of that hairball also came out in the wash. So on top of this, another quarter of this much, comes out in the wash every time I wash my hair. If that seems like a lot to you, if that puts you off coloring your hair, good. Because I would hate for you to experience negative effects that you didn't expect and weren't prepared for. Me, I'm prepared for it. I'm okay with it. My hair grows at a rate that is faster than it's losing, okay? There's more hair on my head than there is breaking, and it continues to produce more about my scalp, okay? So for me, I'm comfortable with this amount of breakage, knowing that, for one, I'm not continuously damaging my whole lock anymore, right? The damage is mostly done. I'm just coloring my roots now. Two, I am growing my hair at a faster rate than I'm breaking it off. And three, I'd rather have medium length red hair in the color that I love than freaking butt length black. And that's me. If you would rather have butt length black, don't color your hair. And understand that people make trade-offs for their hair and their self-expression all the time. Some people use heat. Some people use relaxers. Some people do a lot of high manipulation styles. Some people do a slick back every dang day, right? High ponytail, high tension, okay? Everybody kind of takes the risks that they're comfortable with to achieve the presentation that they desire. And I'm no different. This color is the presentation that I desire. I don't really care about none of the rest of that. I barely style my hair. If I style my hair, it's usually for you to see, because for some reason to this day, I get more views on my microloc content than any other content that I create, which I don't get because I make a lot of great content. But it is what it is. So on occasion, I will style my hair for you. But in reality, in real life, most of the time I look just like this. Throw my stuff up in a bun. And especially if I color my eyebrows too, color them in to match the hair, go out into the world, I get so many compliments. People love it. But more importantly, I love it. I love the way I look with copper hair. And I ain't never gonna change unless I need to get a bag, because I need money more than I need red hair. So if the career that I really want tells me that this hair is not a natural enough color for me to continue having it I guess I will dye it black again. I probably shouldn't, because I'll probably regret it and try to bleach it back to this color, but we do what we must. At the end of the day, my goal isn't perfect hair. My goal is hair that represents me. And I have always wanted to be a redhead, and I'm her. You can't take it from me. I understand the risks of coloring my hair. I accept the risks of coloring my hair. I continue to color my hair, and it looks great, and I'm happy with it. So I just want to make sure that I communicate all of this well to you guys, because I don't want anybody suffering from breakage that they're not okay with. Let me also add that I do take some steps to try and fix what I've damaged to some degree. I moisturize my locks probably about 2-3 times a week. I have combined a lot of my locks. I realized that I really wanted a whole bunch of teeny tiny locks when I started my journey, but the outcome didn't turn out quite like what I thought it would. And so now it's just not that important to me to have a gazillion of them. I think I started with 346 or something like that, if I remember correctly. Anyway, I probably have closer to 300 now, and I'm cool with that. The number really doesn't matter. They look exactly the same. You'd never know that I combined them at all, so I don't care. I also try to eat healthy. I try to stay up on my vitamins for healthy hair growth, right? And importantly, acceptance. I accept my hair for what it is today. If it stops getting longer at this point, if the breakage and the growth are at an equilibrium, I really don't care that much. They're not. It is actually growing more than it's breaking. But if they were, that's fine with me. If it comes to a point where the breakage is greater than the growth, I might reconsider, because I don't want my hair to get shorter and shorter, but I do want it to be red. So if that point happens, I probably would stop coloring my hair. We're not there yet. Anyways, so if you stayed to this point in this video, let me tell you, it is not because you're so interested in Microlocs or my DIY Microlocs. It's because I'm entertaining you. And I'm in all of my videos, so you should just go ahead and subscribe to see more. Go ahead and subscribe. Thank you for watching, so bye!